very, very windy this morning, so I do apologise as always. But as always, when we're in these types of situations, we are at the mercy, of course, whims of the weather when we do these good morning walks. But yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. I know it's been a while since we've been out and about, but as always we say, sometimes unfortunately the weather can get the better of us. But that's just how it goes, unfortunately, sometimes. Like I say, I have literally no control over said weather. Currently, this might be a very short good morning walk because I don't know if you can see in the background some very, very raining, so I was like, fantastic. Fantastic. Just what you want. More rain. Ugh. But anyway, as always, we shall continue on as always. And then look. Oh. We got some. I can see ponies lunching in, having their breakfast. Must say, somewhat envious, and we got a fall. We got a fall. Oh, look at him. Oh, Nicholas, good morning. Sounds like it's very windy. Yes, it is, unfortunately, today. Like I said, there's very little I can do about that, unfortunately. And Helen, good morning to you as well. Like I say, please do remember to click on the... Oh, there we go. Please do remember to click on the like and share button, because I have forgotten to share the stream before I went out. So click the share it wherever. Help get more people in. But yes, good morning to Ben. Good morning to you. Good morning. Don't spook the Rishi chicken. Dave W. Good morning to you as well. But yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Good Morning Walk. As I try and navigate through this, it's literal mud slurry. I'd say thank you very much to the cows for churning it all up like that. I wonder today if we're having a brief shower. I wonder today where we should go. I think because it's windy, going to unhearable. So I'm gonna go. See me better. Get the rain from the lens. There we go. I think it might be a short walk. It might be a short walk. That's because, yeah, I do apologise. Like I say, for the wind, there's very little I can do about that, unfortunately. Like I say, I've got my squirrel on everything, but there's very little that can do about that. unfortunately. Hang on. There we go. Morning train off to Leeds. Thing is, I know it's just a shower because I can see the rain passing over us. Hopefully this is going to end pretty quickly. I was thinking, should we go back into the tunnel for a brief period of time? Nicholas, good morning. Will Labour need to create even more laws in order to get a majority of those laws when we're in government? The idea should be that they just abolish laws, or at least get rid of more hereditary peers. Tell you what, this might be a good morning walk under the bridge again. Unfortunately, but that's just the way it goes. Although now it's letting off a bit, so now I'm like, See, this is the problem when you do live streaming. You are at the mercy of the weather. Pretty bird, greetings to you. But yes, we'll do this under the tunnel. We'll just get back under the tunnel, because I think that'll be the best way to go about this. Ugh. This is just getting even worse. I don't know if you can tell on the camera just like how this is just now a complete sheet of mud. Yeah, can't stay there too long, so get stuck in it. But there we go. There we go. That probably sounds even worse. Oh, but anyway. Good morning to you all. Pretty weird. Do you have a tornado getting ready to touch down? Well, like I said, unfortunately, there's very little I can do about the wind and weather. Unfortunately, these are what we have to put up with if you're going to do a live stream outside. There's very little I can do about that. Dr. Rapperband, good muddening. Yeah, good muddening indeed. Daniel, yeah, windy weather. It's sun here. Yeah, it is sunny at the moment. It's just raining, and the problem is when it starts to rain, it gets all over the screen, and then I can't press buttons on here to sort of check the chat, etc. So it just gets very annoying, unfortunately, when there's things like that go on. And like I say, at the mercy of the weather. Joe, good morning. Went to look at this video and was told by Google that it would be a no, WTF, but was able but can stop people seeing video. Yeah, well, that's just Google and its crazy algorithm stuff. It's just what happens, unfortunately. But there you go. But yes, and like I say, the weather is at the moment a bit unpredictable, which is super annoying. But we are headed into summer, so hopefully we're going to get a bit, and I say a bit, of better weather. That will be kind of nice to get a bit of better weather in the near future. Of course, we are as always, at the mercy of the weather. But tell you what, because this is going to be probably a standing good morning walk today, we'll just go up here. Because there is... Oh no, it's moved. Oh, is it still there? Oh no. We'll go and see the foal. There we go. But we'll get some ponies in the background. That'll make more than make up for it, I think. There you go. There's a foal, but he's hiding back up there. If you can see him. So anyway, yes, Chicken Rishi. Probably, if not the most common name now being used to describe Rishi Sunak. Yeah. I don't know if you can see the foliage. Probably the most used name now to describe Rishi Sunak, because he is absolutely bottling the calling this general election. John said last night on the Labour Social, June, which again does fall within the predictions of what many people have said in the past. Will it be a May election? I don't know. I think that they are going to use the May elections as a bellwether. And I think if that is the case, they are going to use the May elections as some sort of, bellwether test for, a general election. Then my sort of message would be to everyone in the UK, we need to really rapidly, tell you what, let's go this way actually. You know what, we will risk it today. We will go for a walk, but we'll go this way. See how well we do. So I think it's really important, of course, that if you are in the UK, you get out there in your local constituency and you get people to vote in your local elections for your upcoming council elections. And of course, I keep on saying this as well, because it's vital that we get Ben Houchen out, because if you get Ben Houchen out, then we can find out what's going on in that Freeport. And I don't know if you saw Question Time. They had the Ben Houchen cheer squad on lockdown on Question Time. And it was like every single time Ben Houchen's name was mentioned, they'd immediately erupt into rapturous applause. And one thing I noticed was when that started happening, there was someone at the end looking down like that. Like, they started the clapping and they looked down and tried to encourage like that entire sort of section to clap, and it was always that section that was clapping to clap for Houchen, like, oh look, Houchen's really popular. Meanwhile, the rest of the audience didn't clap. it was just like that front row that kept on clapping, and it was very, very clear that they were the Ben Houchen cheer squad were clearly in attendance at that Question Time. Oh. Anyway, good morning to everyone joining us. If I've missed saying hello, good morning to you. Dave W, good morning to you. Daniel, any news on how many Gammon sheep burnt all their England shirts because the design on the black? Again, it's just such a non-story, honestly. It's just more culture war nonsense. It really is. And okay, they changed the Union Jack. Like, how is how does this affect taxation policy? How does this affect the NHS? It's pure culture war nonsense, and this is why I've always said I just stay well away from it, because honestly it completely rots the brain. Completely rots the brain. Good morning to Yeah Sure. I swear every single time that I join these streams you'll buy that Kate. Well, what can I say? It's the entry gate. Phonebox Chicken, good morning to you. Yeah, replying to Daniel, I saw the manufactured outrage. Yeah, it is. It's just, again, this is why I've constantly said just don't get involved in the culture wars. It's pointless. It's distracting. There's other things you should be far more worried about and talking about than the fact that, oh no, they've done a shirt and the England flag is different colours. Oh no. Help. Police. Murder. Cavalan, good morning to you. Yeah, exactly. Starmer fell for it. And being a politician, sometimes you're going to get asked things like that. And honestly, it should be the response. Politicians shouldn't be scared to call out this nonsense. But at the same time, if Labour was smart about it, they could really use this to their attention. You could use this to call out the fact that, I don't know, Rishi Sunak's, more worried about the colour of the England flag on a football shirt than he is, the problems going on in NHS dentistry. There's so much they could do in and around this. And, I think we've talked quite a lot about the problems of I think the digital Labour comms team. I don't know how many times in the past, but there you go. Nicholas, good morning to you. Will England fans be taking their telescopes to the games so they can be outraged by seeing them on their team? Who knows? Yeah. Phonebox Chicken for the next England shirt design. Patrick H, good morning to you. Yeah, I'm sure at least the manufactured outrage is a product of the literal manufacture of this stuff. Yeah, that's true. Hello, Mux. Yeah, what's outrageous is the shirt price. Exactly. Exactly. The idea that Nike are probably going to charge that much just for a shirt. Patrick H sounds a bit windy. Well, like I say, I've got my squirrel on, but like I say, that can only help so much if it's windy. There's very little I can do about that, unfortunately, today. I cannot control the wind. It just happens to be a bit of a windy day, unfortunately. But I am trying my best to keep out of the open. No, I thought we were going to see it though, never mind. Kevin, yeah, just make your own England shirt. Very true. It's blowing a hoolie. Like I say, unfortunately, it's very. Like I say, we are actually on top of the hill. So I'm trying to keep it as I can. Out of the open, because otherwise, you'll probably even notice we are in a very open space. Might be trying to is. I'm just trying to think which is a good way to go now. See, now it stops. This is what we want. No wind. No wind. The New England shirt's supposed to be a tribute to the 1966 squad, isn't it? I don't know. I don't follow this. So I don't follow this at all. So follow football at all. So yeah, it's all Greek to me, as they say. Oh, anyway, points for who gets that joke. So obviously calling a general election, and I think the local election is going to be used as a bellwether to find out who and what happens, you know, when a general election gets called. I think the fact that Rishi Sunak going before the 1922 committee just twice in 2 weeks is pretty significant. You know, saying, you know, you've got to perform because we're down so bad in the polls. This is what is happening. And then, of course, Owen goddamn Jones. Jesus Christ. Oh. Honestly, it's just vote splitting, and it's absolute classic. It is traditional lefty vote splitting. I am not going to vote for said party because I believe that the party isn't, you know, doing what I want them to do. And I'm like, but that's politics. You're never going to get a politician, you know, a party you 100% agree with. And I've said before, even doing that thing with the video, I can guarantee you that Owen Jones, oh yeah, I want to give money to independents. Well, okay, what's the criteria for these independents to get that money? Because at that point, they aren't independent candidates. They are just Owen Jones backed independent candidates. Because they've had to sort of, you know, tick all the boxes to get access to that funding money. Don't start scapegoating the left. Well, the thing is, it's Owen Jones who's the bigger problem here than Graham is. You know? Yeah, exactly. Owen let imperfect be the enemy of the better of the better options. Exactly. You know, and here's the thing. I've said this. Tactical voting should be the name of the game, and that is the big question. And the thing that worries me is that you've got Owen Jones coming out and saying, "Oh, Labour have got this election in the bag. That, you know, they're guaranteed to win. So it's all right not to vote for Labour." That becomes a big problem if that becomes anything to do. If people, for example, think, well, I'm not going to vote for Labour, I'm going to protest vote. I'm going to vote for someone else. And the problem becomes that we could, and as I always said, the big picture for this election is that you deliver such a big defeat to the Tories that they are pretty much off the board for the next decade, if not more. And then this can create a very, very, very big opportunity for us on that. So, Pony's waking up. So it is an opportunity for us to really hammer home that, message. Now, Owen Jones saying, I think he was going to support 2 of the Green candidates. Now, here's the thing. If it comes down to a tactical voting situation where a Green candidate is the preferred candidate to win, like that particular seat, then yes, great, excellent. Let's do it. Let's engage in tactical voting to make sure that the Tory candidate doesn't win. But my worry is, as I said earlier, that Jones starts to infect people with this idea that Labour are just going to win, that they're just going to be able to just, walk in and win this election. And this starts a lot of apathy. So this means that people don't go out and vote. It also means that people will go and protest vote. And in certain races where it's going to be very, very close, and I think in particular, there's going to be a lot of races where it is going to be very, very close, because I think you're going to have a very, very decreased Tory turnout. I do apologise for the winds, but there you go. And it would be very, very much the case of where Labour could have won, the Tories sneak in. And of course, this would usher in more of what we called before progressive disasters. And where we could have sort of absolutely rid of, a lot of Tories, they just managed to sneak in. They managed to live another parliament. And then not only that, but they remain potentially somewhat of an effective opposition. Remember, to get the Tories completely out and make them not an effective opposition, we've really, really, really got to get them under that 120 number. If you can get them under that 120 number, then that means you can get them out, and that clears the board. This gets rid of the Tories, as we said, for potentially, if not a decade or more, from Parliament. That is a good thing to achieve. The big problem becomes if people lose sight of that big picture. And I said it in my video, I don't think Owen Jones appreciates that bigger picture. But here's the thing, Dr. Appavant, about Starmer changing his mind. We don't know what's in the manifesto. Until we see what's in the manifesto, Starmer can change his mind as much as he wants. It doesn't matter. It's what's in the manifesto that will matter. And until we get... hang on, I'm just debating which way to go. Hang on, yes, there we go. Until we really get that manifesto, I don't think we can really say, what a Labour government is actually going to do when it's in power. Now, it said a lot of things. It's made a lot of pledges over the time. Hang on, I'm lost now. I've never been this way before. Here we go. So it's made a lot of pledges. But a lot of those pledges that it's made over the time have been very, very progressive. And as I keep on saying, the more Tories you get out, the more people, the more progressives you get into Westminster, then the more stuff like you and I get. Because if you get another, Conservative government, what are you and I going to get? We're going to get absolutely nothing that we want. If we get a Labour government, congratulations, we might get 40% of what we want. And as I keep on advocating, getting 40% is better than getting nothing under a Tory government. The other thing that I was pointing out last night as well on Labour Social was the fact that having a normal government, having a government that is actually able to function, being competent, matters so much. So much of the problems we are seeing at the moment is because the Conservatives are just scraping the barrel so much. They're putting absolutely incompetent people in who can't actually come up with any ideas or solutions because they're so ideologically driven that they can't actually do anything to solve the problems that they get presented with. That counts for quite a lot. And I think people really have forgotten that because we've had a continuing group of people, to do that. Was that Owen Jones isn't allowed to change his mind? No, Owen Jones is allowed to change his mind. That's fine. My problem is the message he is sending. My problem is the message he is sending, I think, breeds a very, very complacent attitude going into the next general election. The idea that you've got it in the bag is ludicrous because, as was said last night, we do not want another 1992 situation of where, once again, Labour thought, or at least presumed, that there was going to be a Labour victory, and then it turned out not. We can't allow that to happen, and I'm really glad, to be honest, that you still see, and even we had Tom on last night, candidate for Labour, saying that exact thing, that we're not taking we're not taking that for granted. So hang on, I might have missed one of your comments because I said that's not the point. Hang on, let me just double check. Sorry. It's Larry the Cat, good morning to you. So I have been unable to read the comments. Good morning, Brian Jackson. All you can hear is wind. Sorry about that. Yeah, Patrick H. Owen Jones changes depending on whether he's in the limelight or not. Yeah, true. If people think that Starmer won't win, they're living in a fancy land. Well, all depends what happens in the general election. We've talked about this before. General elections can be crazy beasts. Theresa May also thought she would win in a general election. Look what happened to her. It's one of those things. Oh, Past News, good morning to you. Past News, if enough folk actually voted, there would be more impetus for PR now. True, yes. I think that's the message that would need hang on, there to be sent. Emma, thinking that this is like 1992 is dumb. Labour weren't this far ahead at the time of Parliament. The message of 1992 is you cannot be complacent thinking that you are going to win, because the sense and feeling of 1992 is when you talk to people that were involved in that campaign, when you know this is a bad idea going this way, hang on, let me get up here to somewhere at least more stable ground. Did not realise how boggy that ground was. There we go. Let's get up here a bit. Oh no, that's even worse. Hang on, just the joys of the good morning walk, dealing with mud. There we go. There we go, that's slightly better. There we go. That's better. There we go. Bit more stable ground. We're not going to sink into the mud. Anyway, where were we? Sorry, I've lost completely where I was. Yes, Emma. Thinking this is like 1992 is dumb. Labour weren't this far ahead at the time of the polls in Parliament. The message just isn't just don't be triumphalist. Just do not take for granted that Labour are going to win. Fight it as if we are level pegging. I think that is always what you should take, because that then breeds complacency, and I think that in itself could lead to disasters. And I think that's the message that I had the biggest problem with Owen Jones saying, of the this is Labour's election, so it's all right not to vote for Labour, which to me breeds some very, very worrying sort of messaging of, oh well, I can vote for a different party in this particular seat, and then how many people walk away with that feeling? How far does that feeling, that vote thing go? And then the worst comes to the worst, and then maybe we end up, we could end up with a hung parliament with the Tories in the majority. Who do they go into coalition with? Ultimately, it will probably be the Lib Dems again, because the Lib Dems would absolutely go into another coalition with the Conservatives. This whole thing about, oh yeah, if they learnt their lesson, absolutely not. They would go into coalition again with the Tories in a heartbeat, because they're a lot closer to the Tories politically than they are with Labour. I think that to me would be a very, very big disaster, once again continuing a Tory rule, and that's a potential situation we could end up with. Now, you could disagree with me about that potential situation. That is perfectly right. They might not. They might have actually learned the lesson, but I do worry that could be a potential scenario that ends up happening, because people just feel so complacent. So, oh yeah, this is a Labour victory. So they go into the voting pool safe that they could win, or at least Labour are going to win, so their vote effectively at that point doesn't matter, which also worries me, because then how many people that might have gone out to vote thinking actually this is a really good opportunity to stick it to the Tories, then don't go out and vote themselves because they think, oh, it's okay because Labour are going to win, and take home this message about blah 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 blah, red Tories, etc. When if you are someone who is like for cooperative ownership, for people who own for people to own their own things again, look what's happened just this week. Sheffield Supertram now back under public ownership. The buses in Greater Manchester go back into public ownership. That is all done under Labour. So once again, it's people are going to get what they want, but they're not going to get everything what they want. And it's, as been said many times, people letting being perfect the enemy of good. And unfortunately, that is politics. And so many times, you are going to end up in situations where you will voting for a candidate that you do not believe 100% of everything that they want to give you, but it is the better candidate. It is the better option. Getting the Tories out, defeating them at this general election should be the message, should be get out, vote tactically. And Owen Jones saying that in his message undermines tactical voting, undermines people getting out to vote, because, oh, it's all right, Labour are going to win, I don't really need to get out and vote. So it's just infuriating. That's the case. I agree with that. Do you think Owen Jones would be preferred to have been expelled? Oh, I think Owen Jones would have loved to have been expelled from the Labour Party. And one of the things that surprised me, because it surprised Graham as well, I thought he'd left until that video came out. I generally thought he'd left the Labour Party some time ago as well. So I was like, oh, I didn't even realise. That was the case. Well, there we go. Owen Knight, good morning to you. I think it's close to the truth. Owen's more some protection. Yeah, I think when Corbyn was in power, I think he was, shall we say, their preferred journalist. I think he's upset that he doesn't get that anymore. Jones joined the Labour Party under Blair. Now he says that it's too right-wing under Starmer. Yeah, again, like I say, sorry for the win. There's very little I can do about this. I've got my windsock on, but even then, I can do very little. It's just unfortunately a very windy day. I do apologise. There's very little I can do about it. It's just the trials and tribulations, of course, of doing an outdoors good morning walk. I'm afraid. Anyway, back to this. Patrick Hayes. Jones joined under the Labour Party under Blair. Now he says that it's too right-wing under Starmer. He's not even being completely honest, I think. Exactly. If he hates Blair so much, why then did he join under that? Again, methinks he does protest too much. Methinks. Win. Like I say, I do apologise for the win, but like I say, there's very little I can do when it's this blowy, and of course, we are walking over the tops, as they say. Owen Knight, maybe you can answer this for me, because I can't get a straight answer. Why don't Momentum lot just split off? There have been. I like I say, I follow, shall we say, the ongoings of what is going on in, you know, a lot of these political parties, and you have seen members, or at least key founding members of Momentum, split off to try and form their own group. But Momentum know, or at least the Momentum that is still Labour affiliated with the Labour Party, they knew under Jeremy Corbyn, you know, they pushed, they got the leadership, and then they failed to really capitalise on making systemic changes, you know, getting more, you know, socialists in. They completely forgot that, of course, as always, that the Labour Party has to be a big tent party, because there aren't enough socialists to really have a proper socialist party. Of course, the big problem is if they split off, they'd have to start all over again. And those people that have actually stayed in Momentum have said that they are going to work more towards building a socialist power bloc, which, okay guys, should have done that in the first place. Should have done that in the first place a long time ago. But yes, we'll see what happens. But I don't think they'll be splitting, because they'll have to go create a full party again, and it's very, very unlikely that they will have access, at least the same level of access that they do now. So I hope that answers your question. So I hope that answers your question. Pikachu, good morning to you. I have zero respect for Labour members who want to keep Labour in opposition. Owen Jones should just follow the advice of Bernie Sanders, because the alternative is to a Starmer-led government is the Tories. Yeah, exactly. I think what Bernie Sanders did there was very, very important, and you have seen so many people, so many people of like what we call the dumb left, like really have a go at Bernie Sanders for saying that. But he's absolutely right in the case of America. If you do not go out and vote for Biden, then the danger is you let Trump win, and then Trump can do all kinds of damage. And it is the exact same argument here. Oh, I do apologise for the wind again. Like I say, as I said before, there's very little I can do. I do apologise. Of what you would normally hear if the windsock wasn't on, so you can just tell how windy it actually is today just by that fact. So I do apologise for that. keep out of the windy spots. But like I say, fortunately, don't have too much of a choice today. Just how the morning walk goes sometimes, I'm afraid. But yeah, Bernie Sanders doing that, like calling on the left to go, hey, you know, you need to get out and vote Biden, and reminding them that, hey, you know, you guys are saying, you know, Biden wasn't going to be that progressive, and he's actually done all this stuff. I think the same thing's going to happen for Keir Starmer. I think Keir Starmer's going to get in. I don't think I'm fully going to agree with everything that Keir Starmer's going to do, because, you know, that's politics. But I think there's going to be some actually quite progressive things that he's going to end up doing. And the more Tories you get out, if you do just completely bump or at least bamf the Tories out of like the main opposition, then how do you know that the leader of the opposition isn't going to be a Conservative member, but could very well be a Lib Dem? And then a Lib Dem party, which would be more progressive opposition, would all then also help to engineer more progressive policies, would also help push for things like PR, because the Liberal Democrats want PR, you know, want to reform the House of Lords, something I think that we're probably not going to see this Parliament, but next Parliament. You know, there's all these opportunities that lie before us. All these opportunities. And it's just someone like Owen Jones, who I think, as what has been said here, is very, very much almost in a way out for himself, starting his own, you know, personal project, in his words, to get progressives elected. And it'll be very interesting to see what criteria he has for someone to receive that money that he's running. But at that point, if you do take the money, you're not a independent candidate, you're the Owen Jones candidate. I think that a little bit of rain as well, thrown in as well. Yeah. Like I say, once again, I do apologise for the wind, but there's very, very little I can do. And as I've said, I've got my windsock on as well this morning. So, put it this way, it could be even worse. What you're hearing now is but a fraction of what the wind is actually like at the moment. So, I do apologise, but like I say, as I said before, we are at the mercy of the weather. And technology can only help so much. I want the Lib Dems to be the would help to achieve so much good in many of the realms of like progressive policy and things like that. It would be so good, so good. But of course, as always, you get your people like Owen Jones, and as I said, I think that's going to breed a lot of complacency, thinking, oh, this is Labour's election, they've got it in the bag, and yeah, I think I think that's going to be the danger. You know, how many people does Owen Jones now turn off from going out to vote, just thinking, well, this is going to be a Labour election, or at least Labour's victory, I ain't going to go out and vote. Oh, god damn it. Cow in the way. Curse you, cow. Curse you. Oh, it's the same one, isn't it? Every single time. You love taking that spot, don't you? Typical. Look at it. Look at them. Look at them. Alma, good morning to you. Yeah, it's very windy where I am at the moment. Look at him. Perched right in there. The exact way I need to get out. Come on. Come on, I need to get out. Come on. Good boy. There we go. But anyway, yes. Look at him. Anyway, what did I miss? Oren, are you a farmer? No, I'm not a farmer. I just happen to live in quite an area that can be quite rural very quickly, depending which way you go. That's the beauty of Yorkshire. It's sensible cow keeping out the wind. Exactly. Jamie Aston, I have a lot of time for Owen. Every demo I've been to, he's been the one to support great causes, such as Stop the Genocide, Free Palestine. Here's the thing, yeah, Owen Jones supports good causes. The big problem becomes, is not everything he says is like absolutely golden. You know, his message about, you know, as I said, oh, it's a Labour victory. You can take a free vote. Next time it's the general election. No, you can't. You should not. And that undermines the whole thing we've talked about tactical voting and everything that we've been saying for the past hour now about the opportunities that lie before us for a you know, a proper Labour victory. Tom Nielsen, good morning to you. The thing, the SNP will never be the opposition because there just aren't enough seats in Scotland for them to be legitimate opposition unless they actually start then maybe there just aren't enough seats in Scotland for them to become actual opposition. Jones can grenade. Yeah, very, very good way of putting it. Very, very good way of putting it. The latest problem is that he's seriously asking people to sacrifice the chance of stability in this country for another term. Exactly. There's just so many problems with the stuff that Owen Jones said in that video, and quite honestly, the people who are not going to vote Labour, regardless of all the arguments I've made today, they're not going to do it. They aren't. But the reality is, those people are such a very, very small percentage. The danger comes if they start to now amplify that message, start to say, hey, Labour are going to win. This undermines other opportunities, etc., etc. We've been talking about this for the past hour. Yeah, the problem is the Tories get in again and screw us, all those poor sods, for over 4 more years. Owen is fine, he's got money, we'll be the ones to get screwed. Yeah, like I say, unfortunately, the wind has been a bit of a problem today, but unfortunately when you do an outdoor stream, that is the problem. You know, I've had my windsock on today as well, so I can tell how windy it's been because of that. Good morning, Past News, good morning. So, as always, thank you very much for joining me. It's just starting to rain as we finish today's stream. So thank you very much for joining me today on today's Good Morning Walk. Have an absolutely fantastic weekend as always. Go out, enjoy yourselves. If you can't be safe, be sensible. So as always, thank you very much for winning, for viewing. Do hit the like and share button on your way out. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.